so much magic damage, and as well, it pairs well with the Kaja at the same time.
Do note that it does seem as though Team EVO is just waiting for the point in time where Fireflux Impunity picks out the Atlas, since we can expect Apex to actually play the Mincetar.
Well,
this is genius.
That being said, ain't no Mincetar here, so that Harith, you can expect it to go roughshod, go unsupervised, as the small child that he is. Looking at the predictions, wow, the world is split, except for maybe Turkey. Of course.
Of course, right? Understandable.
As you will. Now, that being said, I like the Bane pickup here because just between the Kari and the Valentina, there wasn't much burst. There wasn't enough damage. So this Bane here, I'm not so sure if he's going to build it hybrid or at least much more sustained, the way Kaltizi did earlier in the groups, but I hope there's much damage here. I want that deadly catch to truly be deadly. I just don't want it to be a catch.
Magic, right?
That's right.
Magic?
Or even physical, I don't care.
I think I think physical is the way to go this time. Clock of Destinies, it's going to take too long for you to scale, but at the end of the day, I was worried about disengage, and they found a way to disengage.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go as we land into the land of dawn between Team EVO versus Fireflux Impunity.
Nothing out of the ordinary here.
Oh, look at that skid.
Bargain Hunter on Bistone, and yes, the Rune Sentinel skin making its debut here in the hands of APEX47. Last we saw him play this in M4. Boy, oh boy, was that a revelation. But now, nothing out of the ordinary. It's a man-to-man laning phase here. The laners are sticking to where they need to be.
Nothing too out of the ordinary, of course, but you can definitely see that they want to walk up a little bit. Wait, hold on.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Doesn't seem like Fireflux Impunity would want to get into this fight. EVO, they're wanting to go for a lot more of the early game tempo and momentum in order to drive Fireflux Impunity away.
Kazuya with the steal, you saw that?
I'm pretty sure it looked initially like they wanted to do a fast 4, but instead, they just wanted to make sure they had litho priority. This means that Your Name is going to have a slight EXP lead, and especially for Bane, he's going to show up here on top side.
Hello!
Now Kira, deadly catch down to Opa, almost bringing him down, but Opa is just surviving based on the shard residue, and only 1 minute and 20 seconds, first blood down onto Opa.
He missed out the opportunity to weave in an auto attack while he was already slowed by the Ale, and if he procced his shot residue, he might have been able to survive because Alien was a little far away, and maybe he could have gotten a battle spell, but at the very least, that's going to be first blood over, and a lot of pressure on that top side. So keep in mind, the FIMP, this is going to be a team composition that's designed about wombo comboing with each other.
Good news, bad news, that's going to be at least Opa coming back in time for this first turtle coming up in about 10 seconds. Bad news is Fireflux already going in with a 1k gold lead. You can call it 1k here, especially since you're looking at a Bane. And I'm thinking this Bane is very definitely different from Kaltizi's.
A 1500 gold economy onto Kira based on the fact that they pretty much brought down all the energy turrets at the top. But in the meantime, as well, we are immediately going to be looking at the whole FIMP running down onto Team EVO as Opa was just pretty much hoping to get himself away from everything against Kira. But the shard is really just stacking up. He's still going to be alive. Numinim comes in from behind and he's still managing to bring everyone down. It's Aki. And so Numinim is going to be left 2v2. Alien tries to back himself off. Numinim and Aki still wants to hope for the best for their team as the mid lane duel still gonna be dragging out as long as we can. Alien goes on to the split. Kazu joins in and Apex just pretty much gonna be here as Nunim goes down. The entirety of Fireflux Impunity reigns in that fight.
Scrappy, messy, and all the more favorable for Fireflux.
Fireflux, even though they tried to escalate it. Personally, for me, they need to be a little bit more disciplined. Calm down for a second here, Kazuya.
A big taunt right on top of Kazu as they immediately bring the mid laner down, definitely helping Team EVO's situation.
Is this not what you were saying? They just needed to take it slow?
Yeah.
And then they overextended. They weren't done.
I mean, technically, Kazuya, he was greedy out. He had the flicker. He had an opportunity to use it. Didn't want to, was willing to die for it, and didn't expect to be followed up upon by Your Name, which is a little unfortunate.
Oh, fun fact, since Atlas is making his debut, it is of Greek origin, that name, and it means to carry. I wonder if Apex is going to carry Fireflux to a victory here, given this I don't know, messy start, because now they're going to be pressuring bottom lane. Here comes the Z-Force.
Immediately, Sunshine's HP is not looking good. Biston did have to use his Summon Force, but in the meantime, looking all the way up north, we can pretty much tell that FIMP is trying to put more pressure onto the EXP lane, forcing Open to run it down with his ultimate.
Top to bottom, that's a DD. Double disengage unless Alien's looking for more. Nope. No dice here, but what is this? Second turtle coming up.
Yep, second turtle coming up, and the way that Alien is managing this wave is great. They're trying to show that FIMP ain't some limp biscuits here. They're going to be able to walk away from the time being. But again, combo components, I'm seeing the ultimates.
Alien starting the fight off onto Your Name. Pretty much it's just going to be stick right on top of Your Name. With of course, with the ultimate. As the fatal lanes connect, Noon inflicts himself away and will be able to successfully disengage. But unfortunately, Kazu joins in with a Black Dragon form. Whittles him down. And FIMP still even running it down to Opa. Doesn't seem like they would want to let him run away. The Petrify is pretty much used. Opa completely under fire, even under the turret's nose. In the meantime, Biston loses his fight against Sunshine down in the bottom.
The Turkish take everything from that turtle into the purple, down bottom. They are barreling on forward, way ahead of EVO. About 2K, 2.5K now.
How did Biston lose his 1v1 against Sunshine there? Something must have happened. Biston might have taken a really terrible trade, and you can see that even Sunshine flickered for it, so he really capitalized on it.
Quantum step? Question mark, but now 3v2 down bottom.
APEX47 and Sunshine understands that most of the members from inside of EVO is pretty much gone. It's the dark side in their map, and they at least managed to get away completely unscathed.
I understand what EVO is doing here. They're protecting their last safe lane. They lost the XP lane tier 1, and down bottom is their last chance to give Biston that ramp up into the mid game. He already has his Calamity Reaper.
Ooh, Calamity Reaper purchase is going to allow him to get a lot more damage in these fights. But keep in mind,
Noonim, big ultimate, and of course following it up with three-man fatal length, but unfortunately not a lot of followers are going to be joined up here. The Daddy Cash is going to be tossed out from the side of Cura, and he brings Noonim down. Opa joins in the mid-fight and tries to go over to the back line, but Alien is himself is going to be holding down the rest of the three from the back and effectively helping them to disengage. But EVO still have 4, and they might actually just want to take this time to take over the opponent's jungle.
Is that not unfortunate? On 2 levels. Number 1, the damage from Fireflox Infinity came a little too late, and number 2, Alien couldn't bite down on anybody. I saw him trying to get that split on like 2 or 3 different people, and they're like, nobody just wouldn't bite. Oh wait!
Feather has struck down! But unfortunately, most of the members coming from the side of Team EVO is not going to go down just yet. FIMP as well as EVO, they would want to be committal, but it just sometimes doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It's all about the combo components, right? The execution is going to be extremely key here. You got to take a step back, breathe a little bit. For FIMP, it's all about making sure that once you find that initial catch, that you can follow it up with specifically Cura, and then things will start falling into place. But on the opposite side, EVO side, especially for Opera, it's about disrupting, trying to stagger them as much as they can. Now, it's a little difficult, and yes, they do have a couple of Purifies, and hopefully that's going to be able to turn the tides, but at the end of the day, it's about timing and execution, not just for FIMP, but also for EVO.
Between the two of them right now, I think Fireflox Impunity is still ahead of the game, maybe a step and a half ahead, given that they just traded that last turtle for a turret down bottom. So you can expect that Biston is going to find farm elsewhere. I'd say as long as there's a 3 or 4 man presence in the gold lane here in the bottom, then this is how he wants to go. But that aside, I think there's a smart from Fireflox to send Sunshine down there to take down that tier 1, and then eventually it's the long lane from the First Lord. I don't know if they saw this coming.
And eventually, FIMP didn't even care about the bottom lane, and just nice the timing for Atlas to go down to go for the defense. Kaja is nowhere to be seen as well as Harif. So at least it's in FIMP's idea, they can't see anyone from inside of EVO except for the Fredrin and the Farsa that was last seen in the middle.
And this is the first time in a while, in the groups at least of MSC, that we've seen a dive against a dive comp.
Yeah, and it's great, but the problem is that at least with Atlas, he's able to table flip it so easily, right? You don't know when exactly he's going to be able to use his ultimate to completely turn that fight around, and the question is whether Opera, if he comes out too early from that Black Dragon form, he could be in a lot of danger and bait the rest of his team into these fights. But notice that even the Deadly Catch is utilized to chunk down tier 2s.
The tier 2 went down so quickly, and EVO didn't really have a response to that, as we see the conceal as Apex goes for a 2-man fatal legs, followed down with Aki dropping down with a feathered airstrike, but it doesn't seem like he will be able to do much with that from that point onwards. Alien went over to the back lines, and Opa dragging around, flying around the Blood Dragon form. FIMP eventually have to make all the way back and retreat.
Oh, wait.
Doesn't seem like the fight is gonna be ended just yet. Opa finds himself right in the face of Cura as he makes his retreat. Alien not able to land down any of those goos onto the front lines of EVO, but fight continues on. Alien can't go down, and FIMP want to look at another avenue.
I like the term, all those glues. Globules are very difficult to say, so glues are going to be the way to go. At the end of the day, these neutral objectives is going to be hard, especially for FIMP. They don't have a majority of their ultimate, big ticket ultimates just yet. Cura just got his deadly catch, and now he's waiting for Apex, who just got it online.
And Apex threatening
with a single man fatal links, I suppose, but they would want to bring down your name as soon as possible, so no more retribution from the side of Team EVO. FIMP takes the Lord that easily with no challenge.
That was a little bit awkward. It kind of felt like Team EVO kind of let it happen. They looked at him and was like, sorry, buddy. Just now.
Full-on retreat.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's just a byproduct of the fact that, yes, Fireflox immunity is very ult-reliant, but EVO is as well. Here's how the 50-50, both teams playing the dive comp. You'll see that the team that has the better micro, or rather the better macro, will do much better. And then right now you're seeing that that's Fireflox immunity as they're barreling on ahead. 5.5k ahead, 10 minutes in.
Oh my god. Alien. Look at him, he's just taking the damage. Wait.
Oh, that is very premature when it comes down to the feathered airstrike. Cura is forced to use the deadly catch as well, but none of the ultimates amounted to anything.
Here we'll see, 10 minutes in, I think we're going on full Turkish Delight. This is their version of the Ube, and they've been together for what, the past 2 to 3 minutes? We haven't seen much split map play. They're going for what they want!
Scouted, but unfortunately only down onto your name. They toss everything out onto this Fredrin and trying to do whatever they can, such as still respecting this distance as far as possible, but he did manage to bring Opus down to an all-time low, in fact, half HP. From this point on, FIMP is pretty much going to be chowing down like a hungry toddler as they are knocking the doors on the front base of EVO. The Lord just going to be marching in with half HP left. FIMP is not exactly going to be diving in to extend the health of the Lord as much as possible, but what they can do is to whittle down the bottom lane health and the top lane second tier.
That just means that all the outer tier turrets are gone, and now with a clean 7.7k lead for the side of FIMP, they're going to hit their next item, Power Spike, to try and start threatening inhibitors. Now, EVO, on the other hand, right, keep your eyes on the two main players that are going to change the tide of the fight. And you're expecting Neomnim to try to make something happen, especially with the Divine Judgment, but when we look at the items as well, they're significantly behind, so the only people they can reasonably rely on is going to be Agi, and as well as Opper. Opper to open up the map, try to bait up a couple of spells, but Agi must come from a flank angle and not a traditional front-to-front, because the deadly catch is pointed in his direction.
And as soon as we started the game with a Bane in the jungle in the hands of Cura, we did say this is going to be a very different Bane from the Kai and Carl TZ showed, and already it is, yes. He's building more towards hybrid, and yes, it's physical hybrid. There's the War Axe, maybe on his way to a Hunter Strike. He did commit first to the Athena's Shield, so they're showing respect to the Farsa, showing respect to the Harith. I'm loving, I like that this is the way that Fireflox has gone in with their Bane jungle. Now 8.4k ahead, 8.6, oh!
Yep.
They're outgunning EVO.
That's my favorite part. Whenever I see a team not decide, you know what, I'm going to greed out with my items, I'm going to go all damage, I'm going to make sure that they never have an opportunity, but actually going defensive when you're ahead is the better play. You want to minimize how much gold you give over to EVO, even if it goes wrong.
The small little margin of error now became a larger margin of error, so they don't really have to care too much about making small little tiny minute mistakes, especially since the Lord and the objectives is ultimately gonna be big, and they're gonna have to really watch out for Noomnim's ultimate.
This is a good angle coming in from EVO. This is what they need to do. And look at the spacing, look at Oprah as well, but Apex spots him out.
Once again, they are always after the heads of Apex, locking him down with no chance at all to fight for this game. Oprah still relentlessly goes in with the Black Dragon form as he's already committed to it. Now that fact that they don't have your name, they know they're gonna have to back off and give this Lord over to FIMP.
Clean, luminous Lord take here. This is a Lord that crashes on in, and they're not done!
Apparently, as now FIMP is just gonna be right on onto the purple buff. The entirety of EVO respects the distance with FIMP and wants to hold it on within the bases of their walls.
Yep, that's 2 deadly catches we see in a very short period of time. Cura, he's got more than enough CDR to be spamming this ability. And again, it's just tough. It's really, really tough for EVO to actually come back behind because somebody needs to be brave. And in this case, it's got to be Biston. He needs to walk up and show like, yes, I do want to fight. I am willing to sacrifice because at the end of this day, his damage is single target.
Yes.
Agi needs an opening.
Biston needs to be a big boy.
He needs to be a big
He
boy
needs to
right
stand
now.
up, put on a big boy pants, and stand right in front of FIMP, who is so far ahead that they're allowing Kazue to stand as a frontliner. Can you believe it? I saw that Lord take. The Valentino was standing right in front of everybody.
A 2-way roll split down onto the lane from the side of EVO. They're trying to defend this 2-take, or rather 3-way take, with the top lane inhibitor turret already taken down. FIMP relentlessly goes down onto EVO with all of the inhibitor turrets destroyed. FIMP have got all their avenues and all of their arsenals ahead to bring EVO down whenever the possibility rises.
Oh, the Turkish are in your house, EVO. What are you going to
Lockdown.
do about it? Oh, they're taking their time, though. This is good, I think. Again, as you mentioned, playing defensively, or at least taking it slow, is the right thing to do when you're this far ahead.
And especially with the timings as well. We're like 14 minutes into this game. Like, they're not going to do something crazy here, are they? It might be a cast the curse moment. Okay, they're going to back away slowly. No, not yet.
That was a wee bit off timing. Oh, wait!
Big ultimate as well. The finger coming from the side of Union, but unfortunately there's not a lot of followers coming from their side. Sunshine is still going to be respecting this, and as you go will be with Cura as well as APEX. The entirety of FIMP is still not going to be taken down just as the alien runs away with just a slipper of health. However, EVO, they can't hold it down. They still would want to push all of their advantages. FIMP backs it off a little bit and realizes that, hey, No-Name doesn't have a lot of HP left. We are just going to whittle down all of the lanes and keep our throne intact.
Okay.
2 for 1. But they did get Sunshine, so that's some shutdown gold going over. This did buy EVO time.
No, this doesn't buy that much time because, again, it's going to be quite a coin toss, right? Let's look at the replay one more time. How exactly did they catch Sunshine? Because they pulled Apex first and then the turnaround. So, breaking it down, we see Nunam, he finds Apex initially, but that feathered airstrike, especially with the mass chaos that they had, Sunshine gets out of range, thinking that he's going to be safe, but in that back line, he's not exactly the most comfortable. He jumps back into that fight and falls into range of Agi.
He's trying to look for some value despite throwing himself right into the pool.
It was clear that the call for Fireflux was to go all in. I think they embraced the fact that EVO was being aggressive, but they missed out on the point that, yeah, you're still inside EVO's base. You are down 11k, but it's still EVO's base, and they are very pick-off reliant. Again, that's what the Kaja buys for you.
Yep. Remember what we talked about earlier. Big boy pants. Kind of ironic because Bislan is playing a Leon and generally don't really have the biggest pants in the world, but at the end of the day, they need to bait something out of FIMP. And if he's enough of a threat, and if he finds the right targets to force it out of FIMP, they might have a chance.
Piston haven't really found much dividends, but the FIMP have a very good idea. They're constantly looking out for your name time and time again. And EVO's positioning just doesn't work out so well for them. The Lord goes down to the hands of FIMP, and they are ready for this Lord push that will potentially end the game.
From minute 3 to minute 16:45, how ironic and how poetic is it that FIMP still stays ahead, maybe now 2 steps ahead. This is difficult. You saw how Oper tried to save the day, but no, they know exactly what's going on. Fireflux finds your name, and now it's a 4-man defense.
Oh, No-Name went straight on over to the back line, but we will be able to bring Kazu down. The Lord is holding it on, but the rest of the members from FIMP finishes off the throne, don't even care about the players.
Woo! We gotta slow down here. We gotta slow down. There's so many. I'm expecting this game to go even further, maybe even all 3 of these games, because let's remember, both